seems like Bermane Stiverene has missed a VADA random drug testing that has been implemented by the WBC, and Deontay Wilder's team doesn't like that. And this is your boy CJ Goodfellow. We back with the boxing clearance, enter that real boxing talk. And recently the WBC announced, I guess Monday, that Bermane Stiverene had missed a random drug test. Now, he's not the only heavyweight to miss a random drug test that had ambitions to fight Deontay Wilder. Joseph Parker was going to fight Deontay Wilder, and he missed a random drug test, saying that, he forgot that the drug test was, coming his way. He went out of town, or out of state or some shit, like out the country, and tried to play it off. So therefore, he didn't want to fight Wilder no more because he didn't want to go through the random drug testing. That's what people were saying. So then he just took his mandatory Fury. Now with Bermane Stiverene, I told you guys, where there's a will, there's a way. Where there's an Al Heyman and there's a Don King, there's a way. It's funny how this news just popped out Monday. Now that Deontay Wilder and Luis Ortiz are trying to make a bigger fight, which the case of that, the thing about that is this. People don't understand. Nobody wanted to buy Bermane Stiverene versus Deontay Wilder. And I told you guys, the only reason Wilder got the shot versus Deontay Wilder is because of Don King's relationship with the WBC. Now that they're trying to discuss a buyout for Stiverene to step aside, he hires James Prince and tries to create a more schism or issue. Now they playing hardball. He failed the drug test. He missed a drug test. I get into the failed drug test before the next. He missed a drug test. So that's basically violation that you failed the drug test. Any job, give you a drug test, you gotta be there 24 hours, you don't go, you don't get the job. So that's how they gonna play it. We're gonna see how they gonna play it. This is Wilder's manager saying, JD is saying this, that they're very concerned over this missed drug test with Stiverene, and this is how they gonna get Stiverene out the way. When Stiverene could have just took the buyout money, put some cash in his pocket, and been done with it. Now, Stiverene has failed a drug test in the past, dating back to last year when he was about to fight Alexander Povetkin, which many people forgot about. He failed the drug test for a substance. It's in the article I'm attached to the description. He failed the drug test for a substance that was banned since 2010, and the WBC, swept it under the rug. Basically, he's fined him $75,000 and made him do community service. Stiverene's excuse was he had a medical issue. I believe it said in the article. You can read an article or something like that. But he still got fined almost $100,000, and they swept it on the rug. They said the only reason that the fight was able to go on with Povetkin still is because he had no history of, using PEDs before. And then we know shortly after that, Povetkin failed the drug test itself for the second or third time or some shit like that. So, he has a history. So, if he's a first time, he's a second time offender, then he got to get dealt with almost. I'm not saying he's an offender, but he missed a drug test. So he got it, he gonna pay. And that's how this Wilder and Luis Ortiz fight gonna happen. I told you guys, if Wilder really wants to fight Luis Ortiz, they were gonna find a way to get Bermane Stiverene out the way. And with him missing this drug test, he played himself. And with him having a history of failing the drug test, he played himself. So instead of just taking the buyout money and taking the cash and running off on the plug twice, he wanted to play hardball. He fucked up. And this is how, if Wilder truly wants to fight Luis Ortiz and Ortiz wants to fight Wilder, that's how the play gonna go down. They gonna use this dude Stiverene as a cheap goat for him missing his drug test, and that's how they gonna get him out the way. And they have to pay him no cash. And they might still give him some step aside money if the WBC, don't say nothing. But Wilder voicing concern, and several Wilder opponents already failing drug tests. I think this is the play to get Stiverene out the way, but you never know. But they have a backup plan if the Ortiz fight don't fall through. Well, a rumored backup plan that doesn't sound like a plan. People were throwing Dominic Brazil out. They said his co-manager, JD, said that no, they not gonna fuck with Dominic Brazil. Excuse my French, for the simple fact that he's suing them after the events that happened at the hotel after the Wilder Washington fight happened. He said we're not going to fight somebody and give him a shot at the WBC championship after he's suing us. And I feel him on that. Anybody trying to touch your paper. So this Ortiz fight gotta jump. I know people wondering, like, why would people buy the Brazil fight? Brazil was more marketable at this point than Stiverene. He's been on TV. People seen his face. People are familiar with him. But yeah, Stiverene already, failed the drug test. Now missing the drug test. That's the play. That's how they gonna lay it down. And that's how they gonna get him out the way. I told you they probably gonna try to get him out the way with, one way or another. And he might not get no step aside money now. I don't know what he gonna do, but might get suspended by WBC. We don't know.